week by week, we should do a measure.
Hang on. You started saying that he could be the next Zeus.
Yeah.
Very different from you saying, is he better than him right now?
I think we need to state it. How many years till Carlsen wins Worlds?
I see. Right. Okay.
We can answer that question here in this game. If they 2-0 Vitality, that is only the building blocks from here.
Well, let's see what champion Carlsen will pilot. Let's start there, perhaps.
Oh, I like that. That's a great question.
It looks like that the bans are going to be very similar to what we saw in the previous game so far, with Kalista making her way onto the ban table. Maokai. Will we see Neferi? Is he actually going to join the pool? Well, makes sense with Talia going to be taken away. Seems that Vitality has a different first pick in mind. We haven't seen Skarner yet so far in the series. Rumble, of course, going to be a high priority champion with the Jace alongside that as well. It's ultimately a question of what do these teams feel threatened by. Let's not forget the Yone as well. So a lot of strong picks right now. There's going to be the Jace once again from Heretics. So it looks like they're going to stick to what they're comfortable with.
Now that Naak was suggested. Carlsen hasn't dropped a game on that Naak, so that does feel like something that needs to be mentioned here, especially when we are going down the pool in top laners with Ambessa gone, Jack's gone. The Sejuani comps are gone, which means Renekton probably less viable. Means the Yone is still a question mark here, Vedi, that has not been banned yet. It is still a first pick worthy, is Neferi. Is the final ban by Vitality.
Yeah, there's so many AP junglers still available. Zyra, Lilia, just to name two.
Zyra feels so trash though. Like,
yep, but if you want an AP, but also AP top laners, Rumble, Gwen, like there's ways to diversify the damage portfolio.
I love Lilia.
The question is, what is the final ban going to be? Heretics, are you worried about the Yone? Do you think that it could be a problem in Czajek's hands? Instead, are you going to let it through down to the wire? Rel, they're leaving it open. Going to be Yone first pick, probably.
Ah, good. Let's not see a mage mid. Well, we might from Team Heretics side. Let's just see for now. Are they going to look for the outrage?
Pro teams have not figured out a good answer to Yone yet.
I agree with that.
I think that there was a period in time where people thought that Akali could be really good into the matchup, and it can be early, but then you have to win really hard, because if you don't, in a side lane, you just lose.
Yep.
Like, Yone just outscales you in the matchup, and like they offer different things in the fights, obviously, but I think the Rumble denial makes a lot of sense.
Carl.
Who's Kamiloo gonna bring out into the Yone, though? I'm very curious. I wonder if Sheo could be good.
Okay.
Like maybe a tankier Cho build. Go for some like early armor or something.
Because Kamiloo's played everything under the sun. As Misfortune gets locked in, so we're building very solidly on the foundations of the Rumble setup, and Misfortune does need some engage, but we'll get to that. Not played as much in EU, only a few AD carries really still look at the Misfortune, as opposed to the East, where Misfortune is in that game 1 or game 2 of Fearless.
Well, I think about our top teams in the league. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we've seen it from Hans yet this split, but we've definitely seen it from both Upset and we've seen it from Kalist.
Yep.
So,
but you're right, it's top teams, right? Like,
yeah. So top teams in the league definitely like the NF.
It's like the 7th most played AD carry. Upset, Kalist, Super, Ice, Flakked. I mean, yeah, I'm just naming everyone from the league, but like, again, it is top teams that still look at it, just rarely or seldom seen so far, as Skarner, Braum on the other side into the Misfortune. As we get an ultra close-up to really get the brain power.
So you're kind of... So one of two things can happen now. Carzzy could do Ziggs. They could also consider Seraphine. So like AP bot. Alternatively, I guess they don't want to play Gwen into Rumble, because my instincts are that you ban that. A Kali top could also be something Nako will play.
Oh yeah.
The Renata, I like Renata. Renata MF I think is good. Like, just look at the AoE that's already coming through from Heretics. You're kind of looking at like a Jarvan game now or something, you know, just something to lock him down. A Mumu could also be crazy. I think it's a little bit too much AP probably, unless they had some sort of AD mid. Maybe Tristana is what Kamiloo is thinking of as a response to the Yone. Corki could also be fine. We'll see.
Ashben. Okay, we're going to slim the AD carry.
That's just not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I know you were.
Is that because I guess they're worried about a little bit more engaged. They're saying Vitality don't actually have reliable ways to start. Well, but I feel like Skarner can kind of start whatever he wants.
Does that mean you then ban Jhin with that line of thought because you have long-range utility? Like, that's the other thing that you think of that...
I don't think so.
With the Braum, that's kind of a bad pairing.
If Jhin ults into this, I think he's very sad.
I guess you're right, yeah. But hang on a minute, just hold still.
Yeah, just do me a favor.
Do me a favor.
Oh, you want to know what I think is actually good into Yone?
What?
Malzahar.
Okay.
I don't think Kamiloo is going to play it, but I think it actually could be good.
Want to give us a little bit more? Or
Well, basically the idea is
dangle it?
Miles is just very good at locking you down. Of course, the trade-off is he also locks himself down.
Yeah.
But especially with the changes to his E, you can now just basically perma-root to Yone. You also have the silence, and basically that's it. It's just, I think his ult is good into Yone. At least, like, Miles is typically, like, Lissandra is also quite good.
Okay.
Just champs that are very good at locking champs down, where
Yep.
they just, their role is to provide enough utility to basically stop problematic champions. Yeah, I think Lissandra and Miles could potentially be good.
We're just throwing things in the air for now.
I am just throwing things in the air, because I don't think either is realistically going to be picked by Kamiloo. Would be awesome if they were.
But do you go jungle option here, then still counterpick mid for the comp, Vedi? Because Sheo needs a bit of setup. You've got an AP solo lane. And the Wukong is an AD threat that, again, with the auto attacks, can really survive against Yone.
Yeah, the stacking armor that you just get makes it nice into the matchup against Yone. Also, Vitality right now are going to have 3... Well, I guess Skarner's not really AD, but it just synergizes nicely with the composition. I know LPL, in fact, that I don't know if it's currently how they like to play, but I know historically Rumble Wukong was a staple in the LPL for a while.
We walked away from, like, Oriental Java comps.
Anivia top!
I thought that was just a hover. No, indeed.
We're gonna get the AP Anivia top. The shout out to Zaya. Well, now you're gonna get some serious questions answered from Carlsen.
Is Carlsen better than Zayas? We finally get the answer. Wow, he must have seen the interview, surely. And Naak is like, hang on, hold on to my ice cold beer. Corki in the end, that's not the interesting part.
So Anivia top into Rumble. That's exciting. I'm really happy that we're getting to see that. Nako, known for playing his crazy picks top. We've got a few innovative top laners here in the league. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things work out. Corki, I mean, again, I stand by the fact that Vitality don't have a lot of engaged tools. The composition is a little bit all over the place. Braum does provide a lot of value against some of the big AoEs that want to come through, but in terms of on paper, I quite like what Heretics have drafted. They're going to be able to get Prio in mid lane. They're going to be able to get Prio in the bot lane. I'm not entirely sure how the top lane matchup goes. My instincts say that Anivia should be able to get early pressure, especially once you get level 2. But again, I think Heretics just have options in the early game, and I'm excited to see what Sheo can do in the jungle matchup. And Lyncas definitely doesn't want to get all his camps stolen again. But
no, he does not.
Pressure's on now for Vitality. I think Medic hit me with the stat last week that if Vitality lose game 1, they haven't won a game 2. Like, all their series this split are just 2-0s.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see if they can break that curse here against Heretics,
True.
who's looking to close things out.
Now, I'm obviously looking at solo queue right now, and who's really spamming Anivia top. It's funny that it's actually Broken Blade and Wonder, who are the two people from EU that are playing a bit of Anivia top. And I'm not talking like every day, like it's here and there, but outside of Kingen, I'm trying to look and see like, any Zayas in here? we got any other Korean top laners? No, it's just Kingen and Broken Blade.
But I'm excited. We're getting an Anivia top lane.
We are. And expect a Rod of Ages build, as you would expect with any mage as well.
The real question is, Anivia has been used against younger players because this champ came out when they were extremely young.
Yeah, true.
You did mention earlier that Carlsen is young, but is he young enough or old enough to know about Anivia as a champion? That's going to be the real test.
2005.
So he's 20.
He's 20
He
years old.
turns 20 this year.
Anivia came out, what, 2009?
Okay.
So Carlsen is 4 years older than Anivia. Because Anivia was out on release, right?
30 seconds.
Now I'm going to have to go back and look at it.
No, I'm pretty confident because we had this stat about Callisto too. And Callisto was 3 when Anivia came out.
Release date was 2009. It was the 10th of the 7th. I don't know if that's American date. In Australia, we do it properly. No. The 10th of July. Yeah, they do it wrong. So, the 10th of
Carlsen
July.
just burned his flash, by the way.
He did. While I was looking at that, Carlsen burned flash, but he might not need it.
Yeah, I think he might need it.
Well, by the way, Nako running the ugliest Anivia skin in the game.
Oh my goodness.
The one
Your
from
priorities in this game.
the Canada Olympics or whatever's going on there.
Okay.
Like, that's how old it is. I don't even remember the Olympics being in Canada. Or League of Legends.
Hysterics, lock in now, lock in.
I'm so
game,
locked in,
right?
tell me.
Lock in on the junglers, lock in on the top lane matchup.
I'm here.
Junglers both starting on the top side of the map. Sheo not going to do any clever invade tactics this time around.
Okay.
The OKs are coming through.
More remote spammers for today as well. Stend. This could actually be a really good trade. Wait, with concussive blows, Nisqy not getting the last autos to Stend. Safeguard for now. Another Winter's Bite sent out, and Carzzy, again, feeling really good with the ward down as well. He has to flash and heal. Double summon, and Nisqy only burnt one.
Again, we get to see Vitality's bot lane leverage these level 1 advantages. They did it against Fnatic's bot lane last week. They're doing it again here in this second game. It's a bot lane you can't afford to underestimate. They're more than willing to fight you. But that level 2 is getting closer for Heretics duo. And things are going to get a little bit scarier when this comes through. So there's the level 2. And immediately they have to back away.
Stend just zoning off really nicely. Bot matchup continues to be interesting while Kamiloo already doing well. And, you know, I know you were theory crafting before we saw the Anivia top. What could really work well into the Yone? Well, we know in the laning phase and maybe beyond. Melee versus range is always just the worst.
Yeah, for sure. I also think Aurora is just a fantastic lane bully against champions that she can get in range of, because it's easy to forget that her passive can be procced by auto attacks as well.
Yeah.
So just as you're sitting in lane trying to farm, she's just going to use those autos. But Lyncas sets his sights on the bot lane.
Level 3, trying to get proactive. Flash Winter's Bite, Stend in trouble, and he has no summoners. He lost it before. Carzzy is just waiting on the gold. First blood over to Vitality. Great times, gang.
Easy, clean, and simple. Lyncas attacks the player with no summoners, and there's no way for him to get out. Sheo, though, cheeky again on the steal.
He's got this with Smite. He's just going to walk away from it.
Nice timing. I think he also stole the Raptors, I want to say.
Again? Bro,
yeah, he did.
This guy is a criminal.
He did 3 camps on his top side, moved into bot, stole Raptors, and then stole red. And now Yone has to be careful because Wukong might be here.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, Czajek, one more auto and 3-hit proc. Czajek's going to back away. He's got teleport, but Kamiloo is going to have a nice time maybe denying 1 or 2 minions as he gets his push out.
I thought he would actually let the slow push towards him, go back to base, and then play with the wave towards him. But it looks like he wants to push it in as quickly as he can, go back to base, has the TP. Bot Crab is going to be secured by Sheo as he moves into his bot side camps, netting him another early game advantage over Lyncas.
Bird versus Hedgehog in the top lane. Nothing's really happened there. Naka's just getting pushed. Remember, he's taking phase rush as well, so he gets a good burst trades.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Anivia does have push in that matchup, and it does help that Carlsen lost his flash. Now, your earlier comment did say he might not need it. It is about to come off cooldown.
He's a Chad. That's why.
So.
And Nako's a Chad as well. The way he positioned his chair, like he's a Counter-Strike player or something, you know? Like, and if you're Vitality, and you're a Vitality top laner, you want to emulate your Counter-Strike team because they are slapping cheeks.
Do, yes.
Bro, that is a good team.
That is the energy the LEC team would love to have.
Yeah, if they get as good as the CS team, Europe is over. So, that's where Vitality need to be. Now, for Nako, just a quick side note, he's playing a champion that hasn't been changed since 1322. I didn't realize Anivia just hasn't been touched in that long.
Wow, that's a fun fact. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, no worries. So it's almost been 2 whole years as this continues to happen through mid. We are focused like a laser on Czajek versus Kamiloo.
Nice trades there from
really
Kamiloo.
good.
He's doing a really good job in the mid lane matchup. At a certain point, this matchup will not go the way that you're seeing on your screen.
Yep.
But that's a ways off. You pretty much have to complete play to the Ruin King before it really gets scary.
It is indeed. You know what we're talking about mid laners? Obviously, Team Heretics is the caveat here that they've played more games. But I just wanted to bring up these 2 guys in the spotlight because, again, the rookies that have come in, you know, over the start of this year, Czajek and Kamiloo have really been on this development path. But it has been really nice to see not only their willingness to pick out unique picks like Ryze in the current meta, or see things like the Silas mid, the Cho'Gath mid. It has been lovely to see that, like, they are still testing the waters and seeing what they can get away with in a Tier 1 league.
I think an important caveat you did mention at the start, but I want to reiterate, is that Vitality has played a lot less games than Heretics has. And Heretics also goes the full 3 games in a lot of their matchups.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see their development. And I think Czajek is a really talented player. I think even in the game that they lost in Game 1, we got to see what he was capable of on his RE, building advantages against Kamiloo and playing well on sides. And huge credit to Kamiloo, because I was a doubter when he came into the league, and I still have skepticisms and criticism of the player, but you can't deny the growth that he has made in this short amount of time. Coming from a Division 2 LFL team to the LEC is quite the leap, and he's been doing a good job. But right now, the advantage that he has built for himself is a healthy one in the mid lane, similar to what Sheo has built up. Both junglers are now cross-mapping, one for Grubs, one for Dragon. Czajek is doing what he can to trade back now with a bit of lifesteal under his belt. Should be a little bit healthier. When we look across the lanes, you can see mid isn't going great for Vitality. Bot is not going great for Vitality. And even though I'm actually impressed that Carzzy has a gold lead, I guess it did help that he get that first blood. But Flakked with the HP advantage, you can see that that gold lead is not going to last for very long.
Carzzy getting zoned off. I mean, he knows that Wukong's down in the area, so Vitality 2v2 getting punished a little bit. Even after Stend was first blooded. Just the power of misfortune in lane as well. Sheo now level 6 with flash available. Carzzy sees him. And the potential on the dive on the next wave. Sheo's making it real.
There's the Guardian proc. The heal also comes through.
Double Cyclone's about to come up as well. He's just doing it by himself. Sheo is a nuisance. Carzzy, Nisqy pay respect, and it's just to zone them off. This wave, maybe the next wave, with a bit of turret plating. Decided that Carzzy will not get it. Close enough. It's nice. About as good as that sentence, isn't it? About a mess.
Flakked also has the ulti. Yeah, and he's going to use it to quickly clear the wave. So that is a lot of farm loss now for Carzzy. And the biggest thing is the experience, and he's going to lose as a result of that. The gold obviously is not ideal either. The Heretics building up a nice lead for themselves. Obviously nothing significant for now, but the mid lane matchup's going very well for Kamiloo. He's almost got an entire lane, level for himself. The jungle matchup with advantage being gained for Sheo. And Heretics, their laning phase is going well. And it's nice to see, because we talked about this in the draft, how when you have this winning mid matchup and this winning bot matchup, in pro play, sometimes you'll see teams just not be able to leverage that winning matchup. And if you're just going even, then what was the point of picking that winning matchup in the first place?
True.
So the fact that Heretics are finding these advantages is important, and they're doing a good job. All the while, Carlsen doing his best to mitigate what is a bit of a tough matchup on the top side, and Nako doing a good job of bullying where he can.
Slapping him with his ice balls.
Oh, nicely done, nicely done.
Really good trades. I think when you have a jungler like Sheo, who's so far in this series and in other series is just kind of always in control, it is really nice having winning lanes for your team. You know, for Team Heretics, as you said, they're able to leverage that because of what Sheo's been able to do in the early game. That small invade, that constant pressure on bot. Look at the river vision. God, it's lucky you and I don't have to talk today, isn't it? Like, I can make that mini-map bigger for you at home as well. It's just red lining the bottom river. Sheo's just cleared his top side as well.
There's probably one too many wards in that bottom river, but...
No one's ever said that. There's too many wards in here. Now, who says that?
Okay, I mean, I just don't...
There's too many wards in here, guys.
I didn't say it like that.
I see too much. I think he'd be in trouble. But again, Flakked is not just going to open up with the ulti. In fact, he doesn't have it for another couple of seconds. This dragon spawning 2 minutes away, so it's not like anything opens up.
What does that even mean?
It means, like, bro, what mid lane have you had that's really good at warding? Like, do you think you're FLICKR or something, or what?
I just know where the enemy team is.
Okay.
It's called awareness.
See, there you go. That proves one point to everyone at home. Lyncas has found Stend. He was trying to deep vision, flush away from the Impale. Meanwhile, Nisqy looks for a new target in Flakked, but he holds on to his summoners. But Stend getting caught out. Again, opportunity for Lyncas as he continues focusing bot, while Kamiloo might be in trouble. Has to pop the ulti. Czajek has already used his as well. That's why Kamiloo just pops the trade.
Now it's going to be regained though. Czajek ultimately with a win trade means that he now has some potential kill threat in the mid lane matchup as Stend has to rely on the support of Sheo. Vision going to be cleared out. He's trying to sneak his way into this bot lane. Big health advantage for Vitality's duo as well.
Carzzy stepping up. Stend looking for the handshake, doesn't find it. Vitality are just out of reach. Carzzy stepping up. All it takes is this next minion, the push-in wave, and Nisqy, Carzzy, oh, they're going to be dead. Sheo has waited. Valkyrie now out as well, and flash for the Cyclone. Great from ulti, but Sheo, as Carzzy flashes one more time, it's going to be an easy retreat. Take and kill. Nisqy gets out with his life, but Sheo, patience was the game.
I mean, that's basically a solo kill for Sheo. Pretty sure it was, actually. There's no assists on the side of Heretics. Gets all of the summoners out from Carzzy as well. Resets need to come through as the dragon is spawning soon, and they want to be ready for it, so they're not going to waste any time. But Heretics, they find their first kill of the game. The cost, though, will be 6 scrubs going over to Vitality. Nako also going to get a plate on top lane as Carlsen was worried about a potential dive. And now look at this Anivia. A 700 gold lead over his lane opponent, and it's only continuing to grow.
6 scrubs on this team when you have a Yone that has magic damage on turrets in side lanes is amazing. Also, Anivia with the AP to turret damage ratio, plus the fact that most of Anivia's probably take attack speed quints. I assume that Nako has actually got precision as secondary, so regardless, I'm thinking like it's old school, there's got to be some attack speed in there to last hit. Vedius, I like 6 grubs.
Nice.
I still think they're very good.
Yeah?
No? What are you on the train or what?
I'm more of a dragon guy myself.
You're a dragon guy, yeah?
Yeah, I just think that they offer way more value. Put pressure on their opponents.
You do like dragons at the moment. I've heard that.
Fan of dragons.
Yep.
I'm trying to think about what teams want to do next, and it's probably dragons.
Oh, wow. Fancy that.
Fancy that.
So why?
Because it's kind of the only objective on the map to play for right now.
You don't think they should just fight?
So here's the thing. I think Vitality shouldn't fight.
Okay.
Because they haven't hit an item yet. Once they get their first items, then I think they should consider fighting.
Ooh.
But with Malignance already completed on Kamiloo and a Trinity Force on Wukong, I think Vitality lose. That's what my instincts say.
So do you think we should add another objective to League of Legends?
No.
Okay, all right.
I remember when Feats of Strength came out, and I was so stressed when I played League, because it was like, you need to get 3 objectives, and you also need kills.
And now no one cares.
And now no one cares, that's true. So you think you want League to bring the stress back?
Yeah. I mean, First Blood is the same gold as every other kill, but it has a nice title to it.
Want to come back to this top lane matchup, though? Like,
please do.
Obviously, Nako continues to build leads. He has been doing a great job this lane. He gets his 4th plate of the game. Impressive stuff.
Ooh, Stend might be caught out again, though, with concussive blows stacking up. The Renata ult is the only disengage, but again, Cyclone's up in the air. Sheo's done a good job of disengaging. It's a mosh pit for Carlsen running in. Is there first Nako now zoning out. The ice will consume, but not completely envelop Team Heretics. They got the health bars, they got the dragon. They got a 1 fight in their hands. The bot lane gets crushed.
Prior to this fight, Hysterics, you may remember that I said I think Vitality should avoid fighting.
And then what did they do?
Do you recall why?
They don't have their items?
They don't have their items.
So what did they do here, Vedius?
Look at the force fight. So both top laners have TPs ready to join the fray. You can see them sitting in a position ready to TP. The TP comes through. The Renata ultimate really nicely zones Carzzy away from his team. And then the front line initially dies. Then Czajek gets snapped back. It's now a numbers advantage as the Rumble ultimate comes through. And I just felt like the coordination there from Heretics was a little bit all over the place, and ultimately I think the Heretics having that item advantage, providing that valuable damage this early on, was such a big boon as well.
It's painful to get past Kamiloo's ult. Sheo's spinning around somewhere, and Stend, even though he might be caught out here, we look at the AD carries because they're fighting it out. Carzzy going to be slowed down. Bullet time. A solo kill from Flakked. Carzzy gets put in his place.
Beautiful play from Flakked as he finds that solo bolo onto Carzzy. Now the jungle is ripe for the pickings as Heretics make their way into the enemy jungle. Heretics are playing so proactively. They're punishing these small mistakes coming through from Vitality. Now the good news for Vitality is that the gold lead is not ballooned out of control. It's only a 1.5k gold difference for now. But considering the lead that Nako had and the way that things were trending, look, now the items have come through. Blade of the Ruin King, Trinity Force. These itemizations, this is where the composition for Vitality starts to get a little bit scarier. The only problem is they find themselves 1.5k gold down.
A little bit more than that. It's 2k thanks to the turret going down as well. Mid's going to be received, but Herald's going to be up in 50 seconds. So you're saying now, Vedius, they should fight around Herald. This is the time.
I mean, their probability of success has now just gone up a lot more.
Oh.
Because the only advantage, like, it's important that when you compare gold, you also compare items, right? And so the item differences we see is pretty much boots, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
So pretty much more or less, everyone is pretty similarly geared.
Right.
So the question then becomes, now that everyone's on their 1 item spike, who do you give the advantage to? And this is where things like levels could potentially be valuable, but I think levels are pretty similar across the board. And then it's like, who do you think is scarier at this point in the game? Now, personally, I would say that I think Heretics is scarier at this point in the game.
Oh,
because they have the, we press all of our buttons at the same time and we do lots of damage in a wide area. And that's generally quite scary to deal with early on.
Yep.
The good news for Vitality is that there's not, I was about to say there's no objective to play for on the map, but then Herald just spawned, so I stand corrected.
Well, I told you about that, Betty. You just have to look at the top left like I do.
Yes, that's my bad. That's my bad. That's
it's like a cheat code for Carzzy.
I was looking at the bottom, unfortunately.
Ooh, Sheo. Nisqy just puts up the door, no response. Sheo holds onto the ulti, and Flakked's just walking into Carzzy, and hang on. Getting deja vu, and I think Nisqy is too, as Nako side laning is going well, and Nako again consistently in the series has had an individual lead over Carlsen. But is he the GOAT? Sheo now has the Cyclone. Lyncas doesn't pull the Impale out. Uses a smite, but Carzzy just keeps getting whacked by Flakked.
So again, I want to emphasize that Vitality's game plan right now is grouping up as 4, and they're just trying to fight Heretics over spaces that they control. And based on the eye test, I think we can both agree that they're not winning those.
No.
Alternatively, they could be playing through Nako. They could instead just cross-map, put Nako on one side of the map away from Heretics, and they could be trying to funnel more gold into him, get the Anivia accelerated, trying to gain advantages through the strength that he provides. Instead, they're going to force this Rift Tower with the arrival of Nako. I mean, I actually think they're going to get this one uncontested because the rest of Heretics are choosing to base. So I guess I'm wrong.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't really see the thoroughfare in this response either. Sheo might still come late, but...
Wait, but everyone left from Vitality, so he's just
did.
doing it alone.
So he's trying to sneak it, question mark. Eyes exposed, though, and Sheo's just going to run in with a level lead, but it is a bit of a bait. Impale as well. Czajek is now thinking about his angle with the ulti, but doesn't pull it off. Lyncas Impale is now down to teleport from Vitality. It's a flash away from Stend. Sheo caught on the trim of it, but that mid laner is about to go down, so Czajek now can't participate in the fight, but good zone control. Renata on response with a bullet time. The Herald goes down to Vitality in the end. Braum from Nisqy, ulti from Kamiloo. Carlsen's here, there you go. Fire on the ground with Carzzy flashing over. Into the Herald with the immediate spawn. I feel like I'm in an insane asylum. Team Heretics getting low. Nako, he is the true goat of the top lane. We dismiss that because we're fighting again around the pit. Carlsen's going to go down. Carzzy's auto-attacking. Here's Czajek again. He teleported in. Sheo's out of the back of the pit. I'm losing my freaking mind. What is happening?
What just happened? I want to say that was a one-team fight for Vitality. They got the Herald. They're going to get the mid tower. Gosh, he gets on his base.
Sheo's dead.
He got...
Bye, Rayjan. Bye, Rayjan. Let's go.
It's not over.
Oh, Sheo might be dead. Czajek has found him. Sheo to escape this one is impossible. Shut down. Hell yeah. None of this team fighting just around an objective. Let's fight all the time.
So, I mean, how do I even begin to break this one down? Sheo tries to challenge the Herald going down. It's a 3 versus 2, but Sheo gets chunked out so much that Heretics is forced to retreat. Czajek, in response, gets chunked himself, but crucially, Nako is here first. The Rumble is trying to push in the bot wave. It's at this point that they should just concede and move away from the fight. But then Rumble decides to TP in. They think that they've caught Carzzy, but he has the ability to flash over the wall. And then chaos ensues because he got in the Rift Herald. He started knocking up all the members of Heretics. Then Nako catches Stend isolated on the top side. Then Nisqy tries to re-engage, is able to still survive. Carlsen with little options and no way out of the Baron pit falls too. And Nako just picks up kill after kill. 2-0-1 now for the Anivia.
He played that so well. Nako's 2.5k gold ahead. This Anivia top
this game.
For Vitality. I just feel bad because I came in with this, this huge grin about Carlsen. The analyst desk obviously followed my rabbit hole about Carlsen being the next Zeus. And now Nako is just the next... the Shy, I guess. Hey, bro, put him on the pedestal because it's 2 games in a row that this guy has been laning like a maniac. Has had resources in him, generating pressure. Team fighting in this one, Vedius. By the way, the Herald was used to charge mid. That's where Lyncas went off camera and then came back in.
I did miss that.
So, mid turret's down. A 1k gold lead.
Oh my goodness.
And this is great. This is a lot of entertainment in one game.
Nako got the bot tower. He now just secured the top tower.
Wow, 3k.
The mid tower has fallen as well. Red buff at the very least is Sheo's, but Nako is a problem. And I don't really think Heretics have a good answer to it. You would think that the Wukong is probably the most problematic. But, the problem with Heretics' composition is they don't have a lot of lockdown, I would say. So... when you think about Anivia, who's going to try and keep you at arm's length, I'm thinking to myself, how does Heretics actually close that gap?
They got to send it.
They kind of have to send it, yeah. And so you're reliant on a nice ultimate from Rumble, and then you've got Kamiloo as well. But then it's like, it's an interesting conundrum to solve. I think, though, that crucially, Vitality have a huge amount of side lane pressure, with both Yone and Anivia largely being uncontested. There's a 2-level advantage in top lane. There's about a half a level advantage for Czajek. And so Vitality, they can look to try and play through these side lanes, but right now, Looks like they're playing for a pick.
There's sus on this team. Heretics, that ward in the river, spots it out over the wall, but stunned up. Kamiloo has the great idea of popping the ulti, but he's in shock. Stend again. He's just going to get ulti. Czajek over the wall, looks for a new target into Flakked. Great knockout while Anivia burns them ice cold. A glacial storm, a wall in the way. Vitality in this series here to stay.
Pick after pick. Vitality find 3. They just wanted to try and challenge the enemy blue buff. They did exactly what Heretics tried to do in the previous game, but they make it work. Kamiloo, unfortunately, getting hit by timing more than anything. You just picked the wrong place and the wrong time to go over a wall.
I mean, I love this again. Look, Kamiloo's like, oh, I'm going to find the ulti here.
Yep, and he immediately gets shut down. Nice ulti comes through from Stend to buy a little bit of time, but not enough space. Nisqy's there to apply the slows. The follow-through comes through from Czajek, and it's just more picks, more kills. 3-0-3 now the scoreline for Nako. The Anivia just popping off.
Let's take a deep breath again.
Yeah, take a deep breath because Team Heretics, I mean, Flakked had got a solo kill. Sheo was controlling this game. As you see, the gold lead still existent from it. The laning phase was great for Kamiloo. It was only Carlsen who was losing in the 1v1. But now Vitality have taken over by 2,000 gold. This Yone is at the point of scaling with a stride breaker second. By the way, on your point of Nako, Zhonya's Hourglass now picked up. So if they do send it on him, all he has to do is press R on himself.
He's also got the Seraph's shield.
He's...
Yeah, I mean, this is when Anivia gets fully on level 16. These 3 items, like, this is... You're good to go.
Yeah.
You know,
this is what I mean. Look at the damage a turret with 6 grubs. He's going to get pulled back in, but remember, he has Zhonya's. He'll get knocked into the air. Bullet time out. There's the shield. Redemption. Not going to do too much, but he's bought some time, and thanks to Nisqy and the Impale, the bird lives. Ice cold as he goes into the egg, but burst is not enough for now, the egg. Not going to resurrect. Instead, he's withdrawing because they have Anakan. He has 2 different lives. Nako's still alive. He just can't die!
Vitality still get what they wanted. They get the bot tower. They do lose 3. But of course, Heretics don't get as much value out of it because, as you highlighted, Hysterics, the Anakan buff. It's what, 600 gold? Hey, it's better than nothing.
I can't believe it works like that. I thought he would go the Anakan before the egg, but now I have my answers.
There you go. I mean, Dragon next on the cards. 30 seconds. Heretics very quickly losing control of this game. Lyncas.
Look at him, the angle's
Surprise
great.
Scorpion!
And again into Kamiloo. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's already used everything. He has no flash available. Lucky to get away as Czajek just face checks up into a turret into the rest of Team Heretics. Lyncas backing off. Dragon's up in 10 seconds. You don't want to give this one away to Team Heretics. Vitality need to maintain control. Meanwhile,
I'm looking at Nako.
Big bird up there, I missed.
Big bird. Freedom bird.
Sesame Street has entered League of Legends. You're about to learn the hard way.
Can you spell I'm cold?
Starts with brr.
Oh, the TP, here it comes.
And not interrupted at all. Carlsen still up in top. Teleport down, maybe just a secure. He'll go to bot wave. Carlsen just going to give this up because, again, Team Heretics can't find this. And VIT, 2 Chemtech Dragons, 2 apiece.
You know, as Nako was flying across my screen, my first thought was, is it a bird, is it a plane? And then your response was going to be, in my head, yes, it is in fact a bird. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's him.
Not that scary then.
No,
like, oh no, quite scary.
The end of the story, it is indeed a bird. He's level 17 on that bird as well, by the way. Nice little snapshot of the gold in this game. And I wish more games are like this. I wish, like, that fight was utter chaos. Some of the picks have been utter chaos in this game. You and Draco sung a hearty song about it, a hearty jig.
A hearty jig, yep.
Yep, but it was not until this game that I think we really knew what you guys were yapping about, you know?
Now, Anivia, with blue buff and these items, you could just do Baron.
Okay.
You just have Skarner tank it.
Where's the butt? Are you about to give me a butt?
No, I just think you could just do it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just letting you know that you can. It's
okay,
like
right.
It's like Cassio plus a jungler, you know?
Yeah,
but the blue buff is pretty important.
True. You just leave R on perma,
yeah,
right?
And then you spam E, which at this point is like a 2-second cooldown.
Nisqy. Ulti a little bit short onto Flakked. So Nisqy now doesn't have his disengage tool as Carlsen's also angling up over the wall.
Yeah, he is a 2.76 second cooldown.
Oh, that's nice. And again, double damage when you get your R or your Q on it.
Also, the wall is now 700 units wide, which is probably the least appreciated part of her kit.
True.
But it's one of the most obnoxious parts when you get into the late game.
True, even though it's max last. I think, does it get bigger on rank 5 as well?
Yeah, no, it gets bigger every level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not even to the, I don't know, famous walls. It's not even that big yet. Wait for it. Stun, shock. And there's a Glacial Storm on Stend. He flashes away. Nako puts out the wall again. He's face checking into 4 people. Stend won't get a reset because Nako's golden. He flashes away. There's no extra alarm, but the Impale has bought him time now. Nako is eventually going to die, but look at Carzzy and Czajek. They're going to fill the void. They shut down for Carlsen as he disengages, but Vitality are not done. Run, monkey, run. Vitality on the chase. Mega Blast Cone will get him out to safety, but all that for some cold bird.
Blast Cone. There's another Blast Cone.
Okay, Mega Blast Cone.
Blast Cone.
He's just going to trim this out of the other side.
Leaping through the trees of the jungle.
Meanwhile,
Giant going to secure a mid tier 1. I was going to say, I didn't like that Vitality just kind of forced a fight in mid. I guess you could argue that Heretics was trying to face check into the river, and so they tried to punish that. It's good that they were able to convert it into an objective at the very least. So yeah, ultimately they're face checking. Nice stun comes through from Nako. He doesn't use the wall early, which would have kept Stend in, but I guess he was predicting the flash, so he decided not to waste it. Then the wall comes through later. Stend then, of course, wasn't able to come back to life because no kill came through from Heretics. And the fact that Lyncas kept his target within the Anivia ultimate as well. I guess the good news is that they got a shutdown onto Nako. Good bit of gold injection into Carlsen, reducing that gold difference. But the problem is, that's not really being talked about, is Yone, like now 3 items.
yeah, he's chilling now. So even if the bird dies, it doesn't really matter. And I think Nako should have his egg back up. And again, as Flakked might be caught out, waiting for no Impale. It's actually on cooldown. If you look on the left side of your screen, about another 5 seconds, I can see that small number counting down. So if that happens again, Flakked will be caught out and will die. Vedius, you wanted to see this? Who needs a blue buff? I mean, he does 700 damage with every E, and you said 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Now Sheo is ulting. Nisqy is facing the wrong way. He's holding the door, but to who? As Mega Blast Cone really nicely done from Lyncas, but attempted to steal Sheo on the back and he gets stunned up. But Czajek cleaves in 2. No enemy jungler for the attempted steal, and Nako chases, looks for Flakked. He wants his own blood as Vitality have thrown caution to the wind in this game. Yes, Carlsen for a trade, but Nako with the Baron and the follow-up kills is making this look sweet for Vitality.
The innovation is paying off beautifully. Using this Anivia to answer the rumble. Czajek now, I mean this, not quite.
Close. The
raptor. Help. Very close, but I mean, what a one-sided fight that was for Vitality. A confident game from them, and it really all stems from that chaotic fight around the Herald.
Yeah.
It just blew the game wide open. This is the Baron being secured. Vitality is trying to keep them away from the Baron pits. Nisqy very close to losing his life. Nice use of the Blast Cone there, but look at the damage that comes through from Carzzy, and then it's followed up by Czajek. Very easy kills coming through as Vitality find themselves with a Baron, with 4 kills, and with likely this game.
Nako again, that was the Q over the wall on the Sheo. So this Anivia, easy MVP if you're looking at this game alone. And again, a great performance on the top laner that we've been highlighting all game long. Couldn't get it done on the Jax last game, but it did feel like Lyncas was so far behind that Sheo was running the map. This time around, Sheo's lead is not affected. I guess it's different when your Skarner can still have so much impact. But Vitality, here's the Baron. Rolling through bot is how they're going to begin. Remember, broken inhibitor in the top lane. It's one foul push that Vitality can move this to a game 3 with.
Yeah, my initial assessment of this Vitality composition was not expecting it to be this strong, but you can see how difficult it has been for Heretics to manage their side lanes at all. And so they keep this 4-1 setup, and they really just don't have an answer to it. So the siege is going to come through. Heretics really can't respond. Their only engage is Sheo, and they're just stopping it from getting anywhere near them.
Yesterday, only 9 degrees in Berlin. Nako brings it back in. All the flash in. The hostile takeover, though, is beautiful. Vitality are cornered in with a good ulti setup, but the X still alive, buying time. Team Heretics won't care too much, though, because they've already found pick on top, pick on jungle, pick on support, and now for Carzzy. He needs a trade, but won't find it. Vitality, bit of an 0-7 there. This game should still be theirs, but Betty, Bit of a throw as Stend almost dying to Czajek, but here's Sheo as a response against AD. Should be fine, but again against Yone, different questions need to be answered. The only one alive, Vitality blundered.
This is the team fight that Heretics have been looking for, though. The huge wombo combo. The idea that all the ultimates stack on top of each other and Vitality is grouped enough that they can do some serious damage to the whole team. They're finally able to execute it. And you can see how scary it can be. They'll secure another Drake and they'll buy themselves a little bit more time. But ultimately, Vitality are playing with the confidence that they should be playing with. They're so far ahead. They're incredibly strong. But then the shield drops from Nisqy, and that is Sheo's window to go. He flashes in to try and get the knockup. He connects onto Nako. The ulti from Renata connects onto 2. An early Zhonya's as Carzzy and Czajek are split from the team, and they eliminate 3 members immediately.
The disrespect from Vitality. But you're right, Team Heretics layering was nice. Sheo flashed like a centimeter just to get closer towards Nako to get that ulti. But yeah, for Vitality, this game's not in their back pocket yet. Dragon goes to Team Heretics, they're on sole point. And while there's no inhibitor turrets left standing, it ain't over till the Nexus falls. And especially in the LEC, I've known that anything's possible. Team Heretics know that anything's possible to come back.
I cannot believe that Vitality can throw this game. I just can't. I can't believe it. I refuse. In fact, I refuse to believe it.
Okay, well,
we're going to game 3.
You should have said that when Team Heretics were down 13.5.
No. It was a blip on the radar.
Okay.
I'm convinced that this game is unlosable.
You don't have like an ult or anything by saying unlosable, do you? Like, that's not you? As Sheo, all the angle, beautiful. Carzzy caught out. Kamiloo with a great ulti as well. Hang on, Betty, what have you said? Nisqy's isolated and Lyncas is doing nothing, and Impale that finally comes through for the hostile takeover. Gets Nako. Flakked gets over the wall just to find Nisqy. Lyncas dealing with him, while meanwhile, Czajek can't do too much. Stend is dead, yes, but it's only 1 in the face of 3. Vitality are almost all dead again.
What is happening?
Vedius, stop opening your mouth. What do you mean you refuse to believe it?
How?
Lyncas, is he dead? Is he dead? I think Lyncas might be dead.
That's Baron in a minute. He's set for 52 seconds.
Betty, you altered.
No, there's no. I don't do that. No.
Betty.
So the flank from Sheo is just fantastic. This man finds another beautiful engage, utilizing the control ward that Vitality knew was there. A great Renata ultimate connects onto Nako as well. And then also you can see Stend able to survive, come back to life, provides a little bit more utility. We get back to live.
Ooh,
oh no.
Mistake though. Hello. Kamiloo caught out. There's a lot of bursts here. Nako, you can see there. Half HP and an instant wall out.
But Sheo.
Flash out, but you're right. Sheo again, the saving grace. He did it in the bot fight. He did it mid, and he's trying to do it again, but he can't find any follow-up. Stend not there until the shield comes through. Kamiloo pops him. Someone's having KFC tonight.
What is happening? Vitality! This game should have been unlosable for you!
But you have to admit,
I mean, Sheo's been finding incredible flanks.
he is the god of jungle.
Okay, you need to stop.
No, I think we need to elevate because Baron's up, Betty. Both junglers are up at Nako 35 seconds.
He has teleport available, though.
How do you buy time as Vitality? How do you stop this Baron from going until Nako's up?
That's a great question. I mean, you do still have Yone. 4 items completed, but Heretics are doing the right thing. They're forcing the Baron.
Nisqy's face checking. He's been poked out a little bit. It's Carlsen doing zone control, the level 18 rumble. Czajek is trying to do what he can, get permafrost up. He might be in trouble. Carlsen's going to get popped immediately. Baron still a thought though at 3k. The attempt is still from Lyncas, gets down to the ulti, but Baron is down. Team Heretics support flashes away immediately, but Vitality cannot let this stand. They need to delay the back as much as they can, but it's Baron. It's going to go back like that. And even though Nako's alive now, 4 Barons for Heretics, and a fight afterwards. Vitality thought they were safe, but Nisqy walking in with the Impale's going to drop down. Lyncas up next. They're being toyed with. Vitality are like dolls on chains. Dance for me, boys, dance.
They get caught trying to clear a control ward. They think that Heretics is just going to go back to base and they're safe to do that. And Heretics stuck around. They get themselves another 2 kills. They continue to stall this game out. Kamiloo is nearly full build. He's only got to be a couple hundred off that Void Staff. This is unbelievable. How have Vitality thrown this game?
Sheo, if he doesn't get MVP for this series
I
and they
mean,
win, then it is a travesty. Then all you people voting online need to have a look at the mirror.
Sheo is astro smurfing this series.
I mean, to be fair as well, Kamiloo's getting some good pops. Flakked had some good moments. I'm sure in hindsight, a lot of you will have a conversation about it, but for now,
but like Sheo is like the engage.
He
like,
is.
The fights won't happen if he doesn't find an angle.
That's a great point.
And he keeps finding the angle.
Dragon going to be started. This is for Chemtech. Soul for Team Heretics. Vitality need to stop it.
Here we go. Jungler has now made his way over from Vitality. Lyncas back out on the map.
Czajek is on bot.
Positioning is crucial. They're in a choke point.
Kamiloo wall out as well. Sheo once again, as you said, for full time doesn't do too much, but Nako, he's in the egg! He's in the egg! Flakked gets the kill. Vitality out of the pit. Czajek might just need to hit bot. Go on, Czajek. Try and backdoor, because all the team fights are going so bad.
The wombo combo of Heretics continues to come through. The fact that Vitality just can't find a good fight, they can't seem to approach. Thanks to the Renata.
I think Czajek's dead. Flakked is so fast.
I mean, you got to remember the blast cones.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to get it? Flakked going to hit it and pop back into the jungle.
He's got TP, he's got TP.
He ulties. Yeah, Make a Raid not going to spot him out either. So he's out. Good TP, but...
Soul now secured for Heretics.
That's right.
They also have 30 seconds left on the Baron. They can't really do much with it. To remember that their base is still in tatters. They've got to be careful about any deep wards that can potentially be used to flank around. They know that Czajek's CP is on cooldown at the very least. But my goodness. I shouldn't have said what I said. I regret it and I apologize.
You've got the power. You've got the power.
I did not think it was possible for Vitality given the position that they were in.
And you know what I've noticed in this game? As Sheo again close to Carzzy. Ulti popped out. Nisqy is scared. Nako is this bird, also has to be, because Nako's not having the same impact that he had earlier on in the fights as Team Heretics have push. Stend. Bit of a mistake, but a handshake from it. Sheo comes in, but look at where he is. The Glacial Storm is ticking down, chilling him to death. The Impale's good as well with the full-time lay it on. Vitality being womboed again. Carzzy tries the space, but Sheo is a running nightmare. Team Heretics bring it all together. They're running through mid, and Vitality fight up the fight, kill up the kill, get no signs of relief. Carlsen flashing on top, Czajek trying to jump in, but the last two members of Vitality are kaput. The dream's gone, and Vitality have lost it all in one big, long 40-minute game. Vedius, this is League of Legends. This is what it's all about. We were here to witness this in what has been a 2-0 unbelievable disaster nightmare. Bloody brilliant display from Team Heretics.
Sheo with a masterclass carry performance. His engages when his base was falling apart were game-changing.